41 adults with type 2 diabetes were given 2 sets of instructions, 2 weeks apart. First, walk 30 minutes a day, whenever suits you. Then, the same 30 minutes, but split. 10 after breakfast, 10 after lunch, 10 after dinner. Same people, same total. Nothing changed except the clock. Splitting the walk lowered the rise in blood sugar after meals by about 12%. After the evening meal, by about 22%. So this isn't a video about walking more. It's about the half hour after you put your fork down.
Here's what makes timing matter at all. When you eat, glucose from that meal moves into your blood, and the level climbs. The Cleveland Clinic puts the peak within about 90 minutes of a meal, most of the time. That rise is normal. Everybody has one. What differs is how high it goes and how long it stays up. And here's the ordinary problem. The 90 minutes your body is working hardest on that meal are usually the 90 minutes you move the least. The plate is finished. The chair is comfortable. The rise and the sitting land on top of each other. That overlap is the whole opportunity, and it's the only thing this video asks you to change.
So, back to those 41 adults. The study ran at the University of Otago in New Zealand and was published in Diabetologia in 2016. Average age, 60. Everyone did both versions, 2 weeks of 30 minutes a day, 2 weeks of 10 minutes after each main meal, so each person was their own comparison. They wore accelerometers the whole time, so the researchers could confirm the walking actually happened. And the instruction was specific. Start within 5 minutes of finishing the meal, not later that evening, not once the kitchen was clean. 12% lower after meals overall, 22% lower after the evening one. The authors went as far as to say the guidelines themselves should be amended to specify post-meal activity, particularly, in their words, when meals carry a substantial amount of carbohydrate.
Now, everyone in that study had type 2 diabetes, which raises the fair objection. Does any of this mean anything if you don't? There's a second study that gets at it. Diabetes Care 2013. 10 adults, average age 69, not diabetic, but at risk of impaired glucose tolerance, which is the stage before. Each of them tried 3 plans, 1 week at a time. 45 minutes straight at 10:30 in the morning, 45 minutes straight at 4:30 in the afternoon, or 3 15-minute walks, 1 after each meal. The 3 short walks beat both long ones at controlling glucose in the 3 hours after dinner. 10 people is a small study, and I'd rather say that out loud than not, but it points the same way as the bigger one, in a different group of people. Both studies land on the same meal, so it's worth asking, why dinner? 2 reasons, and neither is mysterious. One is carbohydrate. It's usually the biggest plate of the day, and the Otago authors single that out. The other is what comes next. Breakfast is followed by getting dressed and going somewhere. Lunch is followed by the afternoon. Dinner is followed by a chair. So the same 10 minutes is worth more there, not because the walking is different, but because what it replaces is. If you only ever do this after one meal, make it that one.
There's an objection that comes up every time, and it deserves a real answer. I do stand after dinner. I'm at the sink for 10 minutes. Doesn't that count? Partly. A review in Sports Medicine 2022 pooled 7 studies that compared breaking up long sitting with standing and with light walking. Standing did help. It lowered the post-meal glucose rise compared with staying seated. But light walking beat standing on glucose and on insulin, and the insulin gap was the wider of the two. Their phrase for it is that light-intensity walking represents a superior physical activity break. So the sink isn't nothing, it just isn't the thing that was measured.
So what's the actual dose?
looser than you'd like. And that's worth knowing. Across those 7 studies, the walking breaks ran anywhere from 2 minutes to 30. A 2026 meta-analysis in Frontiers in Endocrinology looked at bouts under 10 minutes, 8 trials, 159 people, and found a real reduction in the post-meal glucose rise. The same authors are blunt about the limits. High heterogeneity, imprecise estimates, limited statistical power. That's their wording, not mine. So the honest version is this: there is no magic number. 10 minutes is what the largest of these trials used, and it's short enough that you'll actually do it. Start within about half an hour of finishing. The 2 studies here started at 5 minutes and at 30, and both worked. Walk at a pace where you could hold a conversation but not sing. And it does not have to be outside. A hallway counts. A supermarket counts. Your own street counts.
2 things this doesn't do. It doesn't replace anything your doctor has you on, and it isn't a treatment for diabetes. These studies measured the hours after a meal, not the years of a life. And it isn't a reason to walk less. Nothing here says the 30-minute walk was wasted. In the older group, the morning walk improved their 24-hour numbers too. The claim is narrower and more useful than that. If you're going to walk anyway, the minutes right after eating do a job those same minutes don't do at 10 in the morning. So tonight, when the plate is empty, before the dishes, before the chair, 10 minutes. If this was useful, subscribe. We work through the evidence like this every week. And the one on walking 30 minutes a day is on the screen now.
This video is for general wellness information and is not medical advice. If you have diabetes, take medication that affects blood sugar, or live with any condition where exercise matters medically, talk with your doctor before changing your routine.